What's up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, what the world is listening to. I'm your host, the Mighty Ant C, and I'm dropping our next episode today for the Attitude Year Season 2. We just covered Raw from April 12th, and now we're on the next week. We are 1 week away from Backlash in your house. I'm excited to cover that. But today we are covering WWE Raw is War from April 19th, 1999, live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Start the night, we have The Rock coming out in a hearse and a suit. The Rock says, "Stone Cold Steve Austin, last week I took your title and threw you so far over that bridge you ain't never coming back. The Rock buried your career. Tonight I am going to bury your dead monkey ass. We got a funeral set up for you." The Rock climbs on top of the dirt. "You will be buried 6 feet under. This Sunday, I will end your candy ass and leave Backlash WWE champion." So The Rock plans on having a funeral for Stone Cold Steve Austin later tonight. We see Vince and Stephanie McMahon at WWE Studios. We have Owen Hart with Deborah taking on the Road Dogg next. The Road Dogg grabs the mic and tells Owen if Owen wins, they become the #1 contenders. If he loses, Deborah must show her puppies. So a lot at stake there here. Decent match, though. Owen nails a flying elbow drop. The end comes, though, when Road Dogg nails a pump handle slam and he gets a 3 count. After the match, Deborah starts to take off her shirt, but Jeff Jarrett runs out with a guitar and stops it from happening. Bad Jarrett. Next, Intercontinental tells the Acolytes to show the Brood no mercy for turning on the ministry last week. We have Edge and Gangrel with Christian taking on the Acolytes. Decent tag match. The end comes when Ken Shamrock runs down and hits Bradshaw with a bat. The Acolytes get a DQ victory. Undertaker is snapping backstage, and he and Viscera attack the Acolytes. When they come back, Acolytes were not able to stop the Brood or Ken Shamrock. Next, we have the Intercontinental Championship on the line. The Intercontinental Champion, the Godfather, with his host, taking on the Hardcore Champion, Hardcore Holly. During the match, Goldust attacks the Godfather, and Al Snow hits Hardcore Holly with head. Godfather pins Hardcore Holly. Godfather retains with help from Al Snow. After the Godfather and Gangrel and Goldust fight, those two will fight at Backlash. Undertaker is seen backstage on the phone, and he says to the person, "You better get it done." The save of the week is from last week when Nicole Bass annihilated all the women who were supposed to take on Sable. A lady is shining the Rock's shoes backstage for the funeral. We have a no-holds-barred match. Ken Shamrock taking on the Big Boss Man next. Shamrock tosses Boss Man into the steps. Boss Man hits a spine buster. But the end comes when Shamrock hits a Hurricane Rana and a belly-to-belly, and he defeats the Big Boss Man. The Undertaker appears on the Titantron and tells Ken Shamrock that he knows where his sister is and knows what room she is in. Undertaker continues to fuck with Ken Shamrock and the women in WWE. The Mean Street Posse joined commentating next. We have Triple H with China taking on Mankind. China body slams Mankind outside. Triple H sends Mankind to the announce table. Triple H clothesline Mankind to the outside. Mankind sends Triple H face first into the steps. And then Triple H hip tosses Mankind into the steel steps. Mankind falls onto Triple H's balls. And then China pulls Mankind into the ring post, allowing Mankind to get the DQ victory. After the Corporation Mean Street Posse attack Mankind, the Big Show comes out. Big Show chokeslams Test. Mankind grabs a mic and Mankind says, "Big Show, it's not that I don't appreciate the sentiment. In 6 days, we still have a date with Destiny in my boiler room." So even though Big Show helped Mankind, they still are fighting at Backlash. Next, we have Jeff Jarrett with Deborah taking on Billy Gunn. During the match, Owen Hart comes out and trips Billy Gunn and attacks him outside. The end comes when Road Dogg comes out and pulls Billy Gunn out of the way, and Jarrett goes into the ropes. Deborah gets on the apron and flashes Billy Gunn. Billy Gunn then moons Deborah and hits a Fameasser, but then Owen Hart attacks Billy Gunn in the ring. After Deborah begins to take off her bra until Jeff Jarrett blocks her with a guitar. So Deborah keeps trying to strip here. Jarrett's not letting her, and they take out the New Age Outlaws. The Crunch Slam of the week was Big Show choke slamming Christian last week. Next, we have the Big Show taking on Viscera. During the match, Undertaker and Paul Bearer come out. Undertaker attacks the Big Show. Undertaker and Big Show grab each other's throats until Viscera makes the save. And then Mankind makes a save for Big Show. Mankind holds Viscera, and Big Show big boots him. So it's weird that Mankind and Big Show are fighting at the pay-per-view, saying that they're working together. However, they do have some unfinished business. Vince and Stephanie get interviewed at the studios. Vince says he's always been proud of Shane, but not last week. Stephanie says she doesn't know her own flesh and blood anymore. The one person who stood by me has been my father. I feel safe with him. Vince then gets information. He runs and attacks Mideon outside. He tries to run over him with a car, but Mideon escapes. Vince is not having it. Val Venus comes down to the ring, and then the women's champion Sable comes out. She tells the fans there will be no grind tonight. The diva of the WWE has something to say. In 2 weeks, I will be shooting my second edition of Playboy. Ivory runs down and attacks Sable. Val grabs Ivory, but D'Lo attacks Val. Nicole runs down, and Nicole Bass choke slams Ivory. So random stuff here to have Val Venus involved in. Next, The Rock comes out and gives a eulogy for Stone Cold Steve Austin. The Rock has a smoking skull belt. Rock says that he's going to bury the belt 6 feet under and let it rot like the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin. At Backlash, the Brahma Bull is going to spear his horns into your candy ass. We see Stone Cold Steve Austin arriving backstage on a monster truck. Austin takes The Rock's new Lincoln and runs over the car twice with the monster truck. Austin drives the truck into the arena. He runs over the hearse. Austin and The Rock fight. Austin sends The Rock into a railing, into the truck, and then a clothesline. Austin hits The Rock with the title belt, and The Rock falls into the grave. Austin pours beer in the grave. Then Shane hits Stone Cold in the back with a shovel and holds up the smoking skull belt. So Austin gets some revenge on The Rock, but leading up to Backlash, Shane and The Rock have the advantage. Backlash in Your House is going to be a great show. I'll be dropping that tomorrow. The Rock taking on Stone Cold Steve Austin for the title with Shane McMahon as referee. The Undertaker versus Ken Shamrock. Mankind versus The Big Show in a boiler room brawl, and much, much more. With that, make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.